talking up. There it is. Oh, we're up. We are up and running.
Indeed.
Let me turn that down.
Yep. Turn shit down.
We got at least one viewer.
Turn shit down. That's right. We got two because I'm watching this too.
Oh,
That's right there.
we're our favorite fans.
Right there. I can't see the chat on Streamlabs desktop, but that's okay.
Yeah.
All right. Welcome back to Basement Movie Room. We're back with a review / discussion of the final episode of The Mandalorian Season 3, the season finale entitled The Return. So, what did you think of The Return?
It was okay. I enjoyed it. Felt very cinematic almost. Instead of, it felt like it was more of a movie than it was a TV show.
Yeah.
It was very, grander scale on everything. Where normally Mando feels like it's more smaller story type. And I think they really went big scale on this.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it though.
Yeah, they definitely went bigger scale on this. There's no doubt there. It definitely had just an epic feel to it overall, although I thought there was a little goofiness here and there in the episode. But yeah, so I enjoyed it as well. I thought it was a pretty good episode. Not like favorite of the series or anything, but a nice end to, supposed end to the Gideon tale.
Yeah.
And
we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I think it's...
It's like nobody dies in Star Wars anymore.
Yeah, nobody does. It's like Marvel Comics. Nobody ever dies.
Yeah.
They always come back. But I thought it was a nice fitting into the season. I think it's kind of setting up to move forward with Ahsoka and, kind of where we're going to go from here on these kind of things. And it was good. We ended one storyline and moved towards Mandalore being returned, essentially, to the Mandalorians. And then we set apart the Mandalorian, Din Djarin on his own with Grogu. We kind of set that up for them to move away from the larger storyline and be on their own, probably for next season, which is kind of what a lot of people want.
Yeah,
I think they want
kind
more
of gets back to what made the show popular to begin with.
Monster
smaller story.
Episodes,
get back to that.
Yeah, kind of a serial, not serialized, but just week to week where maybe it doesn't matter as much. We're not as serialized at that point. But yeah, I thought it was a good episode.
Yeah. Kind of ended with, it almost felt like they put Mando on the shelf.
Yeah.
And
they're kind of setting him off to his own.
They may come back to him later. They kind of just set him on a shelf. That's the first thing that I felt when this episode closed out, or the season closed out.
Oh,
so
they'll definitely bring him.
Oh yeah,
he'll
make cameos.
He's gonna be back.
And I guess they'll do a season 4.
Yeah, they'll do season 4.
Yeah,
it's a cash cow. They're not gonna pass that.
True.
They're definitely gonna do a season 4. All right, so I guess we'll kind of get into the recap, and we just watched it, but my memory's still not that great of everything that happened. But essentially, I think we start... Where did we start out the episode? The episode kind of starts out...
with them running, the Mandalorians running through the corridor.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So we ended the last episode where Mando is caught by Gideon's men, and the other Mandalorians have to escape through a blast door to run away. It jumps right back into that. The Mandalorians are running down a hallway, and we jump to Din, the Mandalorian, and he's being dragged down a hallway, and he manages to get a knife off one of his captors, cut himself loose to an extent, and start fighting them. He takes down one of them. The other one has him pretty much dead to rights. But Grogu shows up in IG-11's husk, IG-12.
No idea how he showed up.
Where did he come from?
Yeah.
No clue.
Because he was behind that blast door with everybody else. Yeah, I guess he found some secret path.
Yeah, so he manages to show up and stop the Imperial trooper or whatever it is from shooting Mando in the head and killing him, and he breaks the gun and Mando takes out the guy and then he cuts him loose. So that's kind of the end of that scene. It's really kind of straightforward. There's not much to discuss there other than where did
Grogu come from? Yeah, just shows up. How did he find it? It was convenience.
I guess, Grogu kind of, he has the Force, you're willing to forgive a bit for that, but he did find him, he rescues him, and then that is
the Force is the answer to everything Star Wars.
Yeah, so those two are moving on. We flash over back to the Mandalorians, where Bo-Katan radios Axe, and Axe is in flight out of the atmosphere of the planet. He's taking his jetpack, getting out of the atmosphere to go back to the fleet, and she tells him that they're going to attack the fleet, and that he needs to get there and save the fleet and send down reinforcements. He hears them right before he goes into the cloud cover where he is going to be covered, and continues on. It's amazing what this jetpack can do.
Oh yeah,
it's like, they were chasing that dragon at one point in an earlier episode, and the jetpacks were running out of gas. They ran
out of gas, yeah.
But then again, these are maybe different jetpacks. But also, I guess it's not that far to get out of orbit of a planet. It's only like 7 or 8 miles. Yeah. So maybe it's viable. But man, breaking atmosphere in a jetpack.
It seemed like he was up there for a while.
Yeah, he goes for a long time.
Yeah, like half the episode.
Yeah, so meanwhile, Bo-Katan and the other Mandalorians have to find their way out of the cave and move out, while Axe goes to the main fleet. Now, I don't remember exactly where we're at there on that. I don't remember if the fleet comes next, but I think the Mandalorians escape the cave and they go with the older Mandalorians who have been there for a while to another place in a cave that is set up. So I'll stop right there before we move on. Really not much to say about that, other than what we already said about Axe using his jetpack to get out of atmosphere of a planet, which takes massive amounts of force.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I don't think there's any way that can really be done, but then again, it's Star Wars.
And
it doesn't really matter.
It's kind of something, too, when he does get to the ship. We both kind of felt the same way. We thought that he was going to betray the Mandalorians.
We thought he might,
because he was making everybody get out. Yeah. It's like, oh, okay. So they're going to actually reveal another spy.
Yeah. So he does. He gets to the ship and tells everyone that they're launching off the planet. They're coming to attack. And we see a scene of the TIE interceptors and TIE bombers that they had sent to Gideon, launching out to take out the fleet. Gideon tells them to do that, obviously.
It's kind of cool how they were hanging from the...
Yeah, they're hanging like bats.
Yeah, like bats,
Like bats, yeah. So Axe gets on the main ship. He tells everybody to abandon. He'll take over the ship, and everybody needs to get onto the landing ships, like Bo-Katan ship, and go down to the planet to reinforce the other Mandalorians. They all do that. They all get to the ships, and they take off, and right as they hit the cloud cover, they disappear, and the TIE fighters come through right at the same time. It's like, it's a convenient timing.
Another convenient.
Very convenient timing we had.
There's a couple things. Yeah, there are a couple things in this episode that were just too convenient.
Yeah, it's
and
very,
that's
very
one
convenient.
of them.
It's
Grogu, and then that,
Yeah, it's plot devices, I guess.
Right.
So Axe is in the ship. He's turning on all the defenses to try to take out the TIE interceptors best he can. He's got no shot, ultimately, but he knows what he has to do. Essentially, he decides to face the ship into the planet to take out the Imperial base on the planet with the ship. Meanwhile, the Mandalorians have gone with the Mandalorians who always lived on that planet into a cave. They discovered that these older Mandalorians that stayed on the planet have grown farms in caves, and that old wildlife is going to be able to flourish on the planet. It's amazing to them. So that's just a kind of short scene, essentially, where they're kind of figuring it out. Not much to say about that one, really.
No.
Pretty quick.
Kind of felt like Jedi Survivor.
Yeah.
A little bit of the environment.
Yeah, just a little world build there
taste.
to let you know that Mandalore is not completely out of chances. It can be returned to its former glory, hopefully. So, as they're in there, you hear the voice of the armorer reach out to Bo-Katan and say that her reinforcements are incoming. You see all the ships coming down the land, and they all get together and make a charge for the base, the Imperial base. Meanwhile, Mando is in the Imperial base, and he calls out to R5 to come help him because he's come up to this wall of laser doors.
Yep. Well, throwback.
Very, very much a throwback to Phantom Menace. The same kind of laser gates as you saw in Phantom Menace, although not the same purpose. These are just literally force fields to keep people out. Those in Phantom Menace had no purpose as far as I could tell. It was just kind of something cool to do. At least they gave them purpose here. And of course, there's troopers on every level. We had seen them in another episode when Gideon walked through them.
Right.
We had seen them just kind of standing guard. But this time we see that they're there to guard.
What are they guarding?
Nothing. They're not guarding anything.
It just looks
the
cool.
path to Gideon's clones.
Yeah.
That's what it is. So Mando calls in R5, who we didn't even know was on the planet, to be honest. That was another convenient little thing. R5 just happened to be there. And he tells him he needs to scomp in. And I heard conversation about this. Scomping has never been said in Star Wars as far as I know. He tells him to scomp in.
I didn't pick up on that.
He says that. He says scomp into the base and open these doors.
So that's the...
Yeah. So I guess it's like something like an SCOM or something like that, probably. So he told him to scomp in. But I made the comment that, well, Imperial bases have no security, apparently, in their droid ports. Because any droid, just like R2-D2 and the Death Star, just... Right in there. No problem. Yeah. Stop anything. At least R2-D2, I guess, was only stopping a trash compactor. Here, at this point, R5's opening up doors that lead to secret areas of the base.
Very vital.
Very sensitive areas. So, R5 flies down into the base, lands, and begins to scomp, if that's what the right word is, into the base. And a little mouse droid happens upon him at some point and sees him, and it's kind of silly, but whatever.
Yeah.
So, R5 starts opening these doors, and Mando tells him to open one at a time. So he's like, open the first door, and Mando has to take on two guys, and he can't get a weapon. He doesn't have a weapon, and he kills one guy and knocks him over the edge. He tries to grab his gun, didn't get it. So
he tries to grab that knife out of the guy's neck. I couldn't get it.
Tries to grab everything. So the next door opens. He takes on two more guys. He manages to get weapons on those guys at least. A shield.
I tell you what, the fight choreography was pretty on spot.
Yeah, it's real good in that. So he's doing well. He's taking out four of them, and then the third door opens. He takes out more guys, and then the last door, he's still taking... It's kind of interesting, because he's still taking on a guy, and he's telling R5 to open the last door. So I don't quite understand why he was doing that, really. But R5's being, corralled by these mouse droids and, annoyed by this mouse droid, so he's not opening that door. Finally, he makes the mouse droid go away, and he opens the final door, and Mando manages to take out the last couple guys and the other guy who was still fighting, and now him and Grogu have a clear path to getting in at this point. Meanwhile, we flash back to... Well, I guess we can stop there. Anything else to say?
No.
I mean, we're kind of blowing through this episode. Yeah. It's kind of a moving... This episode moves at a clip.
It really does.
Constant back here. So
it's like that. It's like that classic, Star Wars movie where you got three different storylines going on. It jumps back and forth. Yeah. So
for sure.
It felt, big cinematic ending.
Yeah.
So.
We flash back to the Mandalorians, who have all gathered together, and they're going into the base with their jetpacks. They are flying into the base, and I thought it was a little goofy looking. Bo-Katan takes the Darksaber out and does a charge move. I thought it was kind of goofy. Maybe I'm the only one, but I thought it looked kind of goofy. I thought the CG was a little dodgy in spots in the flight. It didn't look as smooth as I thought it should be, honestly. But the battle is pretty cool. Basically, they're coming in down. The Imperial, Mandalorian troopers or whatever they're calling them are coming back up, and they just have a big sky fight. The armorer's hammering the hell out of people,
You get that Braveheart moment where the two collide.
Just all collide together.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was a cool little scene. And Bo-Katan's, of course, just taking suckers out with the Darksaber, and just it's a huge fight. You can't really tell what's going on overall. Just a bunch of people just fighting each other in a big crowd, basically in the air, though.
Yeah, it was pretty neat.
Yeah. So yeah, that was a fun scene. Like I said, I thought it was a little goofy in spots, but overall pretty cool. Meanwhile, we're flashing back to Mando, who's walked into this room that we had seen earlier. Gideon had walked through this room at some point, and there's a bunch of tanks. We couldn't tell on that episode what was in the tanks, but come to find out, it's clones of Gideon that are in the tanks. So Grogu sees one, and Mando's like, no, it's not really Gideon, it's his clone. And so Mando goes over to the computer console and starts pressing buttons and destroys the clones, essentially. Yeah. We don't know why he's cloning yet. He's going to say that later, exactly tell why he's cloning. But the clones, like all the tanks, like explode water out. I don't know. They look pretty finished. Maybe they could survive.
Yeah.
I don't know. But essentially, Gideon says later that he did kill the clones. The clones are dead.
They were almost ready. Yeah.
So after that, Mando and Grogu go through the final door to meet up with Gideon. And Gideon essentially is wearing his fancy armor with his horn helmet, and they fight.
Yeah. So he unveils his whole evil plan.
Yeah. He says, you killed my clones. I was going to, give them the benefit that I could never have, like the Force.
The Force,
I'm going to give them the Force. So he was planning on making a bunch of Force-sensitive clones of himself to rule the galaxy, I guess. Kind of goofy stuff like that.
Yeah, it's all trying to lead into the whole Snoke thing.
It's all trying to make that make more sense, essentially.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so Mando and Gideon begin to fight. As they start fighting, the what are they called? Praetorian Guard.
Yeah.
The 3 Praetorian Guard come out and enter themselves into the fight, and Grogu manages to distract them and pull them off into another room so Mando and Gideon can fight. They continue fighting. Grogu in the other room with the Praetorian Guard in his IG-12 suit. IG-12 suit gets disabled, but Grogu manages to use the Force to jump around and just annoy them, basically.
Loses an arm.
Yeah, he loses an arm. Yet another arm loss in the Star Wars.
Shocking.
So Grogu manages to just keep jumping out of their way and staying out of their way. Meanwhile, Gideon and Mando are fighting. Gideon kind of gets the upper hand on Mando, but Bo-Katan flies in from the battle and knocks Gideon aside and tells Mando that she's got this. Go save your kid.
Right.
So Gideon and Bo-Katan begin fighting. We flash to Mando going in to where Grogu is. Grogu's doing a pretty good job of avoiding these Praetorian Guard, but Mando begins fighting them. And, Paz got taken down by these guys.
Yeah.
So Mando is 3-1, and he's not guaranteed a win here, to be honest. But Grogu manages to help with the Force. He keeps him from dying, essentially. One time he stops that blade at one point. So they continue fighting. We flash back to Bo-Katan and Gideon fighting. Bo-Katan has the Darksaber out. She tries to swing it at Gideon. He stops her and breaks the Darksaber, essentially. And he says, now you Mandalorians and your trinkets, even though he wanted the Darksaber. So it's like,
he knew what it meant.
You Mandalorians are nothing without your trinkets. And Bo-Katan essentially says, no, we're stronger together.
Yeah.
And that's when we flash back to Mando and Grogu together,
Yeah.
Mando and Grogu take down the Praetorian Guard, and that's when Mando actually comes back out.
He comes back out, and they fight together.
Yeah, they fight together. But Mando manages to take out all the Praetorian Guard. He shoots a couple of them, and I think breaks one's neck or something. But he takes them out with the help of Grogu and his Force powers. And then he comes back out and helps Bo-Katan. They're both fighting Gideon at that point. Gideon's still kind of got the upper hand on him. I mean, he really does. He pretty much wins.
He learned how to fight pretty good from season 2.
Yeah,
Mando took him out pretty easy.
He has that suit too. He's not really worried about getting hurt.
But he became a master swordsman in that time.
He's much better at his job at this point.
That suit's pretty cool, though.
Yeah, it's a cool suit. Got the horns on the helmet.
Darth Maul.
Yeah, a little Darth Maul look on the helmet. Yeah. Red outline on the mask. So Gideon has the upper hand, ultimately. He almost kills Mando, or at least wounds Mando, but Bo-Katan saves Mando. And Grogu's kind of off to the side throughout this whole fight. Mm-hmm. He's not really involved in it, although he does push Gideon with the Force at some point.
Yeah, helps him.
Seeing him do that. So they continue fighting. At the same time, you flash back to Axe bringing in the ship into the planet and abandoning it. He jumps out a window. He has a jetpack. So I thought he was going to kill himself to take out the thing, but I was like, he has a jetpack. He can get out of there. Yeah. He just aims it, and it comes down. It's very cool. That ship coming down into the cave.
Yeah, CGI in this episode was great.
It's real good right there, especially. So they're fighting, and then they see the ship coming in and crashing, and the explosion coming in. It's kind of funny because Bo kind of jumps in front of Mando with her little shield, like that's going to stop the explosion. It's like, that's probably not going to do it.
Nothing left of her but the arm and the shield.
The arm and the shield right there. So the explosion overtakes the platform. You see Gideon just engulfed by it, and his cape burns. You at least see his cape burn when it comes over him. And then you get the scene where Grogu has come in there and used the Force, and the fire's just pushing around him. Callback, Kanan Jarrus. Saving all his...
So much rebels.
People. Yeah.
So much rebels in this season.
Yeah. So he saves Mando and Bo-Katan, his parents, essentially, he says.
Yes.
And Gideon is presumed dead.
We are Grogu.
That's right. We are Grogu. That's right. You said that. So yeah, that's that scene. I mean, anything else?
No, it's just epic ending.
It is. It's an epic ending. Epic for sure. And kind of gives us more of Grogu's power, how powerful he is when he needs to be, because it doesn't seem like he can just turn it on and off.
Yeah.
He just reactively uses his power.
Right.
And that's kind of what
I guess happens. He's not getting too tired from it either anymore.
No, although he probably slept for a couple days after that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's kind of the end of Gideon, supposedly. Mm-hmm. We'll see. And then
I hope so. Be done with that. Yeah.
So the final scene of this season brings us down into the mines of Mandalore and the waters of Mandalore, where Paz's son finishes his oath that he wasn't able to finish earlier, and is baptized in the water of Mandalore, essentially becoming a Mandalorian apprentice.
Would have been great if the mythosaur came up and grabbed him. Yeah. And that's just an ongoing thing. He can't ever finish.
He's never gonna finish. He just beast love his smell.
Beast love.
So he does finish, and then Din and Grogu come out, and Din asks that Grogu take the oath and be made an apprentice. The armorer says he's not old enough to talk yet, therefore he can't take the oath and become an apprentice. And Din says, well, if his parents agreed, he could. And she goes, but his parents are nowhere near here, or even if they're even alive. And he says, well, so Mando says he's going to adopt him. And, of course, the armor says this is the way, because you got to say that. That's the line required. And she makes it known that he has adopted him, and that Grogu's new name is Din Grogu, which tells us that Din is actually his family name, not his first name. And Djarin is his first name. Is his given name.
It's crazy, yeah.
Yeah. I guess it's, it's like naming conventions in other countries. In Japan, your family name is first, like in Japanese.
So it's like that, yeah.
It's like Japanese people come over here and then change their name to, John, John Takagawa or something like that,
right.
It's like, but Takagawa's comes first in Japan, or something, or... Sorry, Takagawa. I just went with the best name I could come up with.
Takagawa, huh?
I don't know. Sounds cool, Japanese name to me. I'm sure I got it from something I watched.
Yeah.
So Grogu is accepted as an apprentice, and the armorer says that they need to go out in the galaxy and do work.
Yeah.
Basically. So we're gonna return. This is the return.
This
is the return.
Go
That's
back to season 1.
You know, the name of the episode is the return. Return to Mandalore? No, it's the return to season 1 of Mandalorian.
Yes.
That's what it is.
Get back to the original formula.
Yeah, but there is one final scene. So we get a scene of the starfighter, Mando's starfighter, flying into the base where what's his name? The Asian pilot.
Oh,
I can't remember his name right now.
I forget his name.
Yeah, Carl Winslow.
Mr. Miyagi.
Yeah. So he's there. It's the base. We see Dave Filoni again in a stupid hat in the background. And Mandalorian comes in and says, "Hey, I've got a proposal for you." Is his name Carson? His name's Carson. Something. I think. He's like, "I got a proposal for you. I'm out looking for work. I'll hunt down Imperials for you." And he goes, "Oh, you want to work for the New Republic now?" He's like, "No, I want to work." He's kind of like, "I want to work for you, not the New Republic." You know. He's like, I just need work and I want to hunt Imperials, essentially. And then he's like, you know, you can give me any jobs you want, but also can I get this right here? And it's the head of an IG droid. Right. Which, you know, that's actually something from a Rolls-Royce engine. Like
it is?
An airline engine. It's a piece from a Rolls-Royce engine.
That makes sense.
Yeah, because everything in the original Star Wars stuff is all just pieces they picked up somewhere. Like camera flash handles were lightsabers and all that until they started machining them and making them. So they're going to be working for the New Republic, bounty hunting again, which is great.
Yeah.
We don't have Grief Karga to give them, but we got these guys to give them. So they're going to be bounty hunting, and then we get the absolute final scene. I said it was the final scene like 2 scenes ago, but I forget there was 2 more scenes. So Mando's back on Navarro, and Grief is giving him a plot of land like he's promised him like 3 times already. He's finally giving him a homestead, and we get introduced to IG-11, who's back, and he's going to become the marshal for Navarro. So, and then we get the last little scene of Mando at a little hut. I thought it should have been the same hut as Luke lived in. It should have been similar to that, but it's the last scene of them in a little like house, and that's the end of the episode.
You get the little circle that was kind
of course, you get the closing wipe there like Star Wars loves to do. Of course, it's Mandalorian music instead here, you know.
But it felt like, you know, that last scene, they just kind of put him on the shelf. We'll come back to him later.
Yep, because they got to get Ahsoka out of the way.
Yep.
Ahsoka looking good. Looking real good.
Yeah, hopefully they go back to the original formula to where it's a lot smaller scale stories.
I think that's what they're trying to do.
Yeah.
They're trying to get Mando
just
back.
Trying to introduce, you know, jumpstart all these other...
They've moved all this other stuff.
Storylines,
But we'll, of course, come back to Bo-Katan and all that. I'm assuming in Ahsoka we'll see Bo-Katan in that as well. Because Sabine's going to be in that.
Yeah.
And she has a relationship with Bo, and so does Ahsoka. So...
Yeah, that's really going to feed off of the end of Rebels.
Yeah.
That story.
Most definitely.
That's where that's going for sure.
Yeah, most definitely is.
So, and, you know, maybe people didn't really like this season because a lot of people didn't watch Rebels.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, so they don't understand all the references and what's going on here.
Yeah, Rebels would have been a good watch to kind of figure out this season.
It would have been because...
And for Ahsoka, it's definitely a good watch.
Oh, yeah. There's so much Rebels throughout this season 3.
No doubt.
It's all over the place.
Yep, it is.
So, and a little dash of Clone Wars. Yeah. So,
all right,
I'll tell you what, this episode kind of to me felt like Last Jedi.
Oh, don't say that.
Yeah, well, I hate that. No, I'm just saying like when they're fighting in the Star Destroyer or whatever they call them. It felt a lot like that. That whole battle scene.
Oh yeah, the Praetorian Guard.
Yeah, with all that. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So, I think
less fire.
It really felt like
same amount of fire.
Yeah, same amount. Yeah, you had the Praetorian Guard, and then with Finn.
Yeah.
And fighting against what's her name?
Yeah.
I forget. Oh.
Phasma.
Yeah. It felt a lot like Last Jedi.
Yeah,
I was getting a lot of those vibes.
Yeah, I can see the comparison.
Yeah. So
people hate that.
I know. People hate this episode even more now.
All right, so that's the episode. I thought it was a good episode. Not a great episode, but a good episode. No. What about the season in general? How'd you feel about the season since we're at the end?
I liked it. It was good. It wasn't. It was the weaker of the three, I think. I mean, I loved all the Rebels references.
Oh, it's weaker.
But yeah, there were a couple episodes that could have just gone without.
Yeah.
You know, of course, the one. Don't have to really talk about that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, that was like, oh my God, what are we doing? It was definitely
just
what are we doing
side
here?
Quest for sure.
Yeah, it was a bad one though.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
But yeah, I mean, overall, it was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought in general it was a good season. Like I said, like you said, not my favorite season. I think the last season would have been my favorite, season 2. But yeah, it was it's worth watching. It's worth keeping on. If you're a fan of it, you're going to be a fan of this season. I mean,
I'm just excited about all the Rebel stuff that's in this one.
Yeah, Ahsoka's going to be even better for it. Because we're getting Rebels crew in that one.
Mm-hmm.
And we already know Hera is in that one. What is Hera's son going to be in?
Jason?
Hera
I think.
I'm sorry for spoiling stuff.
Yeah.
Is Jason going to be in
I would
that?
think so.
He has to be, right? I mean, she had a kid.
Look out for the kid with green hair, or whatever. Yeah, if they even do that.
She had a kid with Kanan Jarrus.
Yeah.
So it's like that kid should technically be around.
Yeah, might be a little force sensitive too.
Yeah. Yeah, and then you have Sabine and Ezra.
Yeah, you definitely got Ezra. Thrawn, that's the big one. Heir to the Empire.
Yeah. Well, Jason.
Yeah.
Jason and Jaina were in that novel, but
they
don't exist in the.
Yeah.
So.
Basically, Rey and
Rey and
Ben.
Ben.
Yeah. It's basically that storyline.
Yeah, it's a shame they threw that storyline out.
Oh, it's a shame they threw out a lot of the legends.
Extended universe
oh my
stuff.
God.
Yeah, it's a real shame.
Yep. Some of the 90s stuff was really good.
Yeah.
I wish they would have brought it up.
They're bringing it back slowly but surely.
Yeah.
But give me my goddamn KOTOR.
Oh my God. I mean, what are they doing? They're missing out on a golden opportunity.
We're getting.
Yeah.
It's like, come on,
they keep
man.
beating around it.
I want to see. I don't even care. Just redo the game as a movie or something.
Thrawn is from all that kind of universe. Not KOTOR, but you know, that good 90s stuff.
Yeah, he's the extended universe. He's Timothy Zahn's creation.
Zahn, yeah.
And Zahn's still writing books about Thrawn in the current universe. So, all right.
Yeah.
So that's it for Mando season 3.
Yeah.
We're gonna be doing Barry. We'll be doing that. I think we're gonna wait. I think we wait till later to do the Barry reviews and stuff.
Okay.
I think we watch some more stuff. So we're gonna do Barry. We got 3 episodes of Barry to start reviewing because we're a little behind. And we are going to be doing Miami Vice.
Miami.
Throwback to the 80s.
Yes.
The beautiful 80s. 1985 to 1989, I think is what it ran. We're going to be doing episode recaps of Miami Vice. So if you're interested in 1980s action, you'll definitely want to check that out. Otherwise, we'll still be doing movie reviews. There's a fantastic movie review up right now of Shark Exorcist.
Yes, check it
It's
out.
got a whole 2 views on it so far. Apparently nobody wants to see it, but I think you do. If you're a fan of The Mandalorian, you're going to be a fan of Shark Exorcist. Oh. Please don't listen to me. I'm lying right now.
No, you're right.
You should watch. It's Dave Filoni's favorite movie.
It is.
That's what I heard.
Yeah.
From his mother.
He even makes a cameo.
That's the shark.
Yeah, he is the shark.
That's the CG shark. All right. Thanks for watching Basement Movie Room. We'll see you later.
Until next time. Later.
That's right.